Hi Flosstube, I'm Jem, and this is my channel, Stitch and Jem, and I'm back for Flosstube 15, and I've been to Sampler Symposium. I've overcome all the snow that we've had in Oklahoma, and I have a lot to show today, so let's get right into it. First, I want to say it was so wonderful meeting so many of you in person, stitching with you guys and enjoying the symposium with everyone. It was so fun. And I have a lot of new subscribers, so thank you so much for subscribing. And to all my returning viewers, I appreciate you so much, and I'm so grateful that you come back time after time. So thank you for that. Okay, so as far as stitching goes, I have just a few projects to show as far as my stitching. I have my 2 threads a day and my blessing sampler that's almost done, but I just gotta wait on my name to be charted and it'll be completed, and a couple of other things, and then we'll get into Sampler Symposium and I'll do a recap of the projects and the haul and all the fun things. So first, let's start out with my 2 threads a day, and my 2 threads a day is a model stitch for Prairie Moon Primitives, which is my LNS, and it is God Bless America by Plum Street Samplers. And this is so deceiving. Every single time I look at this, I think, oh, that house looks just like it's little. It looks like a huge eagle, but it looks like it's just a little house. No. I had a stitch day at Prairie Moon Primitives yesterday and spent the entire time filling in the house, and you're not even going to believe it doesn't even look like I have any progress. But let me show you. I'm stitching this with all the called for colors on 40 count platinum. Let's see. And here is my progress. The house doesn't even look like it's halfway done. It is crazy. Just crazy. So I am making progress on this. It's just slow going. The house is never ending. And so I am going to focus on finishing this page out here with the strawberries. I've got the stems all ready to go here, here, and here. And then there's a couple of other little things that go in there. And so I'm going to go back to something else before I go crazy. But this is God Bless America by Plum Street Samplers. And I am determined to get this done and then never, ever stitch another humongous red house again in my life, because it's a lot, but it's really pretty. And once it has all the back stitch and all the border finished and all the things, I think it's going to be really nice. And so there is my God Bless America. Oh, I'll be soon. One of these things. I'll be done soon. And we'll be no more house stitching. Okay, the next one is my blessing sampler, and I have made a couple of changes. I will put a picture of the finished product here because it is the blessing sampler provided in the Hands Across the Sea calendar for 2025. So I don't have the actual like a cover photo or anything. And this is the only project that I brought with me to Sampler Symposium to stitch on, so I knew I would get this done. And here is my progress. And like I said, everything is done. There is just a straight line outside border around the piece, but I'm not stitching that. And so every bit of it's done. I'm stitching this on 40 count vintage something by Lakeside. And I'm using the 103 number 682, I think. I'll check. So just gotta wait for the charting for my name to be done, and that'll be done soon, and then I'll be done. 681, 103s, and I'm using Vintage Sand Dune by Lakeside. And I'm super proud of it. I think I'm off somewhere, but it's okay. It's fine. Once my name is down there, it'll be done, and then I'm going to get some nice big chunky frame, and it'll be my first finish of 2025. So there's that. And it's in my yellow Pride and Prejudice fabric bag that I love so very much. Oh, another bag I love. So we've had the 14th of January has happened between the time that I shot my last video and now. And on the 14th, I always stitch on my birthday start from last year, which is With Thy Hands by Teresa Kogut. And I just absolutely love this chart. I didn't get a lot done. I'm stitching this on 46 count pyrite. No, 46 count salt ash by Cedar River Linens using the Vicki Clayton silk conversion. And I didn't get much done. I didn't have a lot of stitching time on that day, but I did get the words done. And I know that my hands, the H on the hands is supposed to be larger than that, but I don't think I want to pick it out, so I'm just going to leave it. So I've got to get a lot more of the top filled out and border done, but hopefully on the 14th of February, which is Valentine's Day, I'll have a little bit more time to stitch. We'll see. But that's my birthday start, and I just love it. And I'd love for anybody who wants to stitch this, who's been looking for an excuse to stitch this with me. It's not too late. It's so fun. And you can just go band by band or whatever you want to do, but it's really fun. And the colors are really good. And it's in my summer school bag from last year. Oh my goodness, look at that bag. Gorgeous. And then, surprisingly enough, my next whip is my last whip. And it's the first of the, well, it's one of the 2 Whip Go calls. Let me see if I have a cover photo for this, because I stitched this off of my iPad, but I think I printed it out, and I did. So here is one of my Whip Go calls, Librarian's House by Stone Street Stitchworks. And this is such a pretty chart, but you'll notice that, like, it looks like the pots here, that they are the same color as the birds, and I just kind of wanted to give it a little bit more something. So when I was stitching this, and I was supposed to stitch this for 5 days, and I made my 5-day goal, and I'll start on my second Whip Go call, which is Phoenix Sampler, and that will actually be I'll stitch on that for the last 5 days of the month. So I'm doing good. But before, the only thing I had on this was the border and that top heart in the border, and this is what I have now. So I got that whole middle flower thing going there, and then you guys can kind of see that I changed whatever was supposed to be the color for the birds to Classic Colorworks Blacksmith Blue. And I just think it kind of went well with that, and I wanted it to be dark but not black, or not even, it calls for 310 and I did not want 310. So I think that's really cool, and I might put some other elements into the sampler that have that pop of blue in it, because I think it's really pretty and I think it goes really well with the colors. This is some kind of mystery linen, 36 count mystery linen from, I want to say Atomic Ranch. Yep, that's right. Not sure what the name of it is, but it's so pretty. And if it's reading yellow, that's the color. But it's not going to be big. So it's just the border does have like these flowers all the way around it. or hearts. So that's probably gonna be a beast, but I'll tackle some more of that and then do these on the side because it's on my WhipGo board. I believe it's on there 3 times. So I'll get a little bit more done on it. But I really am loving this stitch, and it was hard for me to put this down, so I'm glad it's on my WhipGo board 2 more times. Okay, and that is all of my whips. That's everything that I have been stitching on. I know it's not a lot, but it has been a lot. It's been like monogamous stitching, 5 days, you know, stitching, things like that. House fill in, all that kind of good stuff. And then for anybody who's doing WhipGo who doesn't already know, the WhipGo numbers have been called for February, and they are 7 and 8. 7 and 8. So just in case anybody who hasn't been able to find them or just, you know, hasn't looked or whatever yet, those are the numbers for next month for February. Okay, let's talk about Symposium. First, Sampler Symposium is a retreat that is held, or it's an event. I don't know if retreat, event, whatever, however you want to put on by the Attic Needlework in Mesa, Arizona. It is, it consisted of, I believe, 6 different speakers, maybe more. No, 2, 4, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 6 speakers, and every day they gave a talk on a different kind of sampler, and as well as a project. So let's get into the projects, and I'm going to go in order. I think I've got these in order. Who went first was Vicki Jeanette of Needlework Press. Everybody knows that she is so incredibly talented, and just she chooses the perfect, most beautiful, most unique samplers that she can, and she reproduces them. And this was the project, along with another little small project that you could stitch this cow on, which I will be stitching and making into maybe a pillow or some sort of little small. I'm not going to use the perforated paper, but I am going to stitch the little cow. And you know what, I think it's just the chart, but it's a cow from the scene here. I believe it's this one. And so on this chart, the border is over 2, and everything else is in here is over 1. If you wanted to stitch it over 2, you would just stitch the inside first, and it would be obviously much larger, and then you could adjust the border as needed. And it's charted that way as well, so that it is accessible for everybody who doesn't necessarily want to do over 1. Look how incredible this is. Okay, so you guys know I live on a ranch, and my husband's a rancher. We have cows, and so this whole scene. So I was talking to some friends, and I see this lady with the basket. I'm changing her dress to blue. I mean, to yellow from blue, and this is going to be me right here. Why I would have a basket on my head or even be out there, I don't know, but still doing it. So that's the first project that we received. Gorgeous. The next person who spoke was Michelle from MamaLovesYouGB, and ooh, you guys, the projects that she gave, first of all, I stitch off of Markup XP on my iPad, and so I was so thrilled to know that both of the charts that we received from her were going to be digital, and the QR code's on the back, so obviously I can't show you that, but these are the 2 samplers that she reproduced and that we have the charts for. And I'm going to get this up, and I want to start this like immediately. I love it so much. And so these samplers were stitched by the same person, one in 1850, not 1850, and one in 1852. Look at that. And the originals were there, and they were beautiful, and she gave an incredible talk over Welsh samplers. So loved that. And that was project number 2. She also gave us some small, some elements out of this sampler to do a Welsh strawberry. The chart's on the back. And then also too with the Welsh alphabet. So, oh, it was so good. And like, that was enough for me. Like, if I went home with those two projects, I would have been totally fine. But there's, of course, more. So, the next day, the next speaker was Katie Strachen. And she was so fabulous and she was so fancy. But she talked about, and sorry, I'm reaching over here, but I'm just going to grab this. She talked about materials and using the right materials for the right kinds of stitches, and there was all kinds of examples there laid out with all the different kinds of threads. And we received one spool of the Swa Goblins. And okay, so mine is all off because I switched with Vashti, who I stayed with while I was there. And so we switched or whatever because she needed something of something else and I had it or whatever in my kit. But Swa Goblins and Swa de Paris and just like what stitches to do with which types of thread. It was really incredible. So that takes me back to my Antong Ufendel, which I have not started yet. But I got all of the Swa Delge for Antong Ufendel, and I wasn't going to use them because I thought, oh, I don't know if I want to stitch that whole thing with. And so I think I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to use some Swa Delge, especially for the padded satin stitch that's in that chart. And then I can use other types of thread that would be better for certain stitches in there, like Swaserfine for the over one and things like that. So I'm excited to try that whenever I start that. And also, Audrey, when are we starting Antong Ufendel? So it was a masterclass in materials, and it was so informative, and it really helped you to know which kind of silks, what kind of thread, how to do certain things, and the use of the proper materials. So yeah, blown away by Katie as usual. Okay, and my favorite-ish, I love them all, but Jeanette Douglas was next. And Jeanette Douglas, of course, the queen of specialty stitches, gave us a talk over the book that was the project that she, okay, Yellow Cohanas. You had me at Yellow Cohanas, okay? And so when I got this book, I was squealed. But anyways, this was a project, and every single one of these different blocks, I'll just say that, are in this book. Very detailed, very large. And then we didn't just receive the pattern. We didn't just receive the talk and the speaking over it. We actually received the entire kit that has, I don't know, 5 gazillion MPIs, fabric, like for every single thing that's in this. I mean, I was like in shock, my jaw. And then also too, there's also a spool that went with this. Of course, I have not gotten that out yet, but, and let me see if there's a picture in here of like this spool, how she had the spool shown. You can kind of see it right there. That's the spool, and they have a ribbon through it. We got the ribbon, everything, and you hang it like a toilet paper roller and have the spool coming down. It was incredible. So, and then I got to hang out a little bit. Of course, she's signed my copy, and I got to hang out a little bit with Jeanette Douglas over at Vicky's house, and she was just so fun, and she's just so incredible, and this kit is amazing. The silks alone are just like, wow, I cannot believe we received so much. So that was the next day, and that was the conclusion of of that day. There was a show and share after that on Saturday night, which I participated in, as well as like both of the people next to me participated in, and there were so many incredible projects there. Ladies are so talented that showed all of their things, and so I was really honored to be a part of that and show my first sampler, and also show my first 40 count. So that's what I did for show and share. Okay, so the next day, Nicola and Kathleen Littleton went, and Nicola went first. And of course, I have been wanting, as soon as I saw that this was going to be one of the projects that was offered at Sampler Symposium, I was like, sign me up immediately. And I also get to look at this beautiful thing because it is the January sampler on the Hands Across the Sea 2025 calendar. So the Attic gave us a $100 voucher to kit up a project of one of these many projects that we received, and we could kit it up at the Attic. And so I did kit this up, and I got the 100 threes for it. And so I think my fabric that I'll choose for it, because I don't know really what I chose, but it will be a smidge darker than this so that the yellow pops a little bit more on it. Surprise, surprise. And then Nicola did this fun thing where she gave us a quiz over some of the things that she had spoken about. And it was just really fun. And we learned a lot about different kinds of stitches, where certain samplers were from, and things like that. She also gave us this freebie. Well, not freebie, but extra little marking sampler. And look at the little cutie on. But yeah, 5 years old. Can you believe that? Like, if I was 5 years old, I wouldn't even be able to put something in a hoop. So we got that beautiful marking sampler as well. And then you think, oh my goodness, like that is a lot. And then Kathleen Littleton went, and we received 2 samplers from her. I'm sorry about the glare. Let me see if I can get, there you go. This was one of them. And you can customize all of these little blocks here with whatever over one scene you want in there. And spoke about it, gave us a lot of information over these samplers. This one, and I just love, like, I love the top of that. I love this scene, so I might do away with that whole over one situation and then just like put this and this together. And then this is the other one. And there are some satin stitches in this. And I think that's really it. I'm sure there's over one in it as well. But they're both so beautiful. She did a raffle for some cool little prizes. Of course, I did not win. Surprise, surprise. Connie, Sheila. You guys know how much fun it is for me to see me lose raffles. Well, I lost. Did not win anything. And those are all the projects from Sampler Symposium. There was also a speaker there. Becky from Whitney Antiques was there, and she, I mean, it was just so much information. The story of the person that kind of like shaped, and I cannot think of the name, of course, I'm going blank. I have Flosstube brain, but it was a really, really, really incredible talk over samplers, and a lady that really got her into samplers and honoring her, and I just cannot believe I cannot remember the name, but everybody who's there knows, and then everybody who wasn't there, sorry. But that was my that's my little recap of Sampler Symposium. It was really incredible. I met a lot of new people there and saw a lot of my friends, and we just had a good time and cut up and laughed and ate and drank and did all the things. So I did do just a smidge of shopping. I got all fabric mostly. I do have some regular haul as well. So I'm just going to kind of like, I'll tell you what I got from Symposium or what I got from the attic and what I didn't. So before I left, everybody saw the new Cohanas that came out for 2025. And so I got them. And I was talking to my friend Angie, and I was just like, I just wish I could find somebody that I could switch these tangerine ones with, which were beautiful, and find the yellow ones. And my friend Angie told me she had the yellow ones. So lucky for me, and this was before the attic, but once I got to, Angie picked me up from the airport, so I got to, we got to switch out gifts and stuff beforehand. And I got my yellow Cohanas. This makes me so happy. I am so happy. I wanted these so badly. I missed out on them when they offered them, and I have them in my possession. Thank you so much, Angie. And Angie was, you know, she got them when they offered them, and she made sure she brought me the little gift bag that went with it. And then her gift to me, just because she is incredible, she gave me the little snips too, the yellow snips. And so I hadn't even opened my Cohana gift set because it came right before I was supposed to leave. But when I opened my Cohana gift set that the tangerine ones came in, I saw that this was in it. So it's a little yellow Cohana pouch. It is so cute. It's going to go with all of my yellow Cohana stuff now. And so I squealed when I saw this too. I was like, oh my goodness. Because I thought if there was like tangerine accessories with it, I would just send them to Angie. But Angie, I'm going to keep this. So that was the start of, and Angie gave me some other gifts too. I have them all together, and so I'm not going to share everything, but you can see that beautiful yellow mesh bag back there. She got me that, and I love it. Okay, what else do I have here? I have my first fabric of the month from Garon. It's Seraphim 40 count winter mint. And isn't that pretty? And they're supposed to be all neutrals. And this is reading about True. It's light, and I think it'll be a pretty something to put some like light brown on or something, like a monochromatic light brown sampler or something. So I got that. Let's put that here. Hopefully it won't shake that. Then I know many of you have received this, but I got this from Hobby House. And I got the chart, and I got the 103s for that. I didn't get the fabric. I already had the fabric, so no sense in me getting it twice. But I've seen some people already start this on Instagram, and it is just gorgeous. And this is also in the Hands Across the Sea calendar for this year, so exciting. So I got that. Okay, I'm running out of space to put this stuff. I also, let's see if I can get this put together. I know a lot of, oh, and you know what? Okay, this is kind of like all over the place, and I'm sorry. But I also wanted to show a couple of the gifts that we received from Jean at Symposium, along with all of the projects. We also got this. Now, this is washable paper. It's very sturdy. It's very nice. And it's a bag. I don't know if you could tell that. And then one of the travel cases, the little jewelry cases that you can customize. And like these come out, this opens up. this comes out. I mean, it's just like super good quality, or you could even have a little case like this. It has a mirror in it. And all that good stuff. Sorry. I'm not going to put that together, but it fits right in here. So if you want to take it in or keep it out or however you want to do it. But is that not gorgeous? And I mean, these are so well made. And let's see here. Then also she gave us a bunch of little things to go in it to fit in your case. Of course, we got our Jean. That's not them. Got a floss wand, red. We got our Jean floss drops. The needle threader. Some clips and an attic needle minder. So I can't wait to put that with all my other needle minders and things. And some clips. Of course, I switched with Vashti, so I got majority yellow. Yeah, just so many incredible things that we received just throughout the weekend that were just great. So that I didn't want to forget that. I mean, and that is such a nice little size. And I don't have one of these. I know so many people have made them, customized them, and I just never got into it. But now I have one and I'll customize it and take it all the places with me. So love that. Okay, back to haul. I got some 48 count Legacy March Pain. I also got, and I know that a lot of people got this from the attic. This is exclusive to the attic, but it is the Jessie Challenor 1904 from Hands Across the Sea. And some people did the bright colorway, and some people did the muted colorway, and I couldn't really decide. So, and then of course we got cards also from Nicola, one with Jessie and one with Barbary Butcher. And on the Jessie Challenor, I couldn't decide if I wanted the muted colorway or the bright. So I got the bright, which I was leaning against, but I just didn't know. So I got the bright in DMC and I got the muted in 103s. That way if I want to do them both. And then we got a needle minder for ordering the kit. Fabric with the kit, I don't know because I kind of got it all separated out. But fabric that I got period from the attic, 46 count Lakeside Linens Buttercream. .40 count Hemingway. I don't know how I got this 40 count because I wanted to only get 46, but I got 40 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax. 40 count Vintage Sand Dune by Lakeside, 46 count. 46 count Antique Lace by Seraphim. Isn't that cool? .46 count Steinbeck by Needle and Flax. Oof, love that. 46 count Winter White by Seraphim. Oh, no, it's blown out. It's like darker. It's like a grayish. 46 count Inca Fox and Rabbit. Oh my God, I love this fabric so much. is this? 46 count needle and flax Shiloh. Oh, there we go. It's kind of right there. This is actually for Jesse Challenor. So this is 46 count Lakeside Vintage Sand Dune. 46 count Dolly Madison by Needle and Flax. Yes, please. This is also for Jesse Challenor for the light version. 46 count medium light haberdashery by Mason Linen. That's nice. 46 count Hawthorne by Needle and Flax. Yes. And then I was on the fence about this and I kept on saying, I'm not going to get it, I'm not going to get it, but I ended up getting it. 46 count Seraphim Chai. Angie, you know. I almost didn't get this because it looks like purple, but it's really grayish. It's really I don't know how to get the color to come through, but it's like that. And it's really, really nice. Okay, and that's my haul. See, I didn't get that much. I just got fabric. And I just got a few like in my thread packs, and I knew I was going to get tons and tons of projects and things. So I just wanted to get the fabric while I could see it in person and pick it up and get it all the things. I also went to my stitch day at Prairie Moon, and she had I got a few threads that I didn't bring to show, but she had one of the stitchers there, her son makes these, and so I got a corner gauge because I always use these. So there's that. And then she had this really cute thread that says love to cross stitch, and I just thought it was so cute. And Deb, thanks for your encouragement to buy this, or showing me where they were. And then I had to have one too because she got one. And that's all my stitching. That's all my haul. That's my experience at Sampler Symposium. And I'm just super excited. I still have some plans to finish out the month with my second Whip Go call, which I need 5 days on Phoenix Sampler. So if I stitched every single day till the end of the month, I'll be able to take care of that. And I have a couple other things in the works. I am itching for a new start. I'm also going to finish up my blessing sampler. Like I said, it only lacks the name, so it's not a big deal. And yeah, I thought I was going to have to go out of town for work, but I'm not. So I'm going to be stitching away at home and just trying to get some things done. And I will be back next Sunday. It'll come out on Monday, but I'm going to try to film every week and just keep it consistent and see how that goes. And then hopefully I'll have enough to say and keep the videos short. Thank you for everybody who commented and said they wanted the video shorter and more consistent. I am going to take all of those comments and go with it. I'm going to try to keep the videos short and fun, and that way you can get on to the next one. Loving all the whip parades. Not going to do one myself, just I showed everything that I'm going to be stitching on this year, all my plans and things. So if you kind of want to see my whips and things like that I'll be stitching on this year, you can go to my plans video. And I just thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Happy stitching!